Hello, hello, my lovely Geminis. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Gems, I got like halfway into this read and my fucking iPhone storage was full. And so I'm like, well, I don't know. We're just going to trust. So here we are, round two. Gems, y'all got the warrior in the temple, the mystic in the desert. And I feel like this energy is, the temple. What do I worship and why? And whatever it is that you think that you worship, go ahead and put it in your back pocket because it's probably not what you worship, right? And the warrior is the idea of mind or triggers. Who are you fighting and why? And I feel like who you were fighting and why really was a point of contention about what it was that you worshiped. Because if you worship this, then why are you fighting this? And I feel like this recognition of that leaving you feeling, I think, aware of where the illusions laid, were. Which feels a little different from the last read, but maybe that's with reason. Okay, so gems. Let's do some clarifiers and see what we get. There's definitely a recognition of misplaced energies, attentions, allocations. Made from a decisive manner that was, I just feel like a triggered state. And when we make decisions in a triggered state, we don't always honor what it is that we truly honor. And that's an everybody thing, Gems, not just a you thing, But I feel like you are definitely seeing things differently. I feel like where there seemed to be a massive disconnect, there no longer seems to be that disconnect. I feel like you saw your way through the desert. Okay, gems. It's definitely a heavy energy. One that I think you're moving out of, though, for sure. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Cups, and the Three of Swords. And just that energy, right? That energy of feeling like you're always feeling like you're under attack, or like you're constantly fighting with people and not understanding why you're always fighting with people, and yet finding yourself in this energy of like, I feel like being triggered by one thing and like having it affect all of these other things. Kind of like a ripple effect. And when that ripple effect occurs and you look out at what it is that you intended, it doesn't look anything like what it was that you had envisioned in your mind's eye. And I feel like what you had envisioned in your mind's eye wasn't anything like this. Like this is the opposite of what I envisioned. And hence this idea of like illusion. But like, where did that illusion come from? I feel like the illusion comes from the triggered state of decision making that muddies the water and makes everything very unclear, because you can't always. There's a saying, and I love this saying, and the saying has gotten me through so many times in my life, but you cannot argue with stupid, right? And you can take stupid and replace it with anger. You cannot argue with somebody who's angry. There is an irrationality about them that I think sincerely prohibits them from seeing clearly. whether that's being caught in like a victim mentality or I feel like the victim mentality is just a really broad way of addressing so many different issues that we experience in life, right? Because when you experience something that feels like it's out of your control, you feel victimized by that situation, whether you were an intended victim or not. You know, like maybe you were just like a casualty along the way. But to feel like you were nothing more than a casualty along the way can be very triggering if it's something that you're emotionally invested into. And yet, if you're emotionally invested into something, why would you be, like so angry toward it and express such like a vehement anger towards something when what you were sincerely wanting to do was like, I feel like, bridge that gap. But you can't bridge the gap when the water's muddied. I think that you're facing your fears for a lot of you all. The lovers is, a relationship card. It can also be a card of choice. I'm pretty sure it's a Gemini card. But I do think that this understanding that you're acquiring is really, I think, enabling you to face a fear that you had in terms of bringing healing to a relationship. And I don't know which side of the story you're on, because you can be on either side of the story, but like if there was a casualty along the way, I feel like some of my gems are going to be healing a casualty. That was in a Leo read too. Like a year or two ago. I don't know. There's been a lot that's happened between then and now. But, I feel like if there was this psychic knowing that you had, but the psychic knowing that you had felt like it was this constant illusion. I feel like what you're understanding is where that illusion was coming from. And I feel like whatever it was that you were triggered about somehow just seems to like melt away. Like it just like blown away in the wind. And you see how that triggered state created the illusion. And what the removal of the illusion ultimately is when you have centered yourself and you're thinking more clearly and you're emotionally not all over the place. Like I just feel like you found a stillness that's enabled you to see something very differently. And is, I think, I don't know if it's motivating you or if it's, but it's shifting something within you that's saying like, I need to bring healing to this. Because I feel like whatever this healing is, there's also a sense of healing your community. I feel like a sense of in healing this, I'm healing this. Ripple effect, but in a positive way. Okay. Gems. Let's see what else we can get for y'all. I'm liking this read much better. Okay. Hanged Man. Yeah, because it does. It's very Hanged Man energy. Like whatever it was that you were triggered by, I feel like it just doesn't make sense to you to be triggered by that anymore. I do. Oh, the Fortune Fairy. That's like the Wheel of Fortune twice. Okay. Sorry. Hanged Man, right? Seeing things very differently. Feeling like whatever illusion there was, like it's just like it's no longer there because something just looks so different to you now that it's like once you figure something out, like once you know the trick, like then every time you see the trick, you're like, oh, I know what happened. You know what I mean? Oh, I know how that works. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I know what that is. And it's like good because I think that illusion was muddying the water for you in a way that was very triggering to you that, like for whatever reason is like you're seeing it differently now. And when you see it differently, I just feel like that's when everything changes. And you have an opportunity. The seven of swords or the eight of swords, just that I like he hears the knight, that's the knight of swords. Sorry, it's kind of dark in here. The knight of swords, he hears the call. And I feel like you hear this call for a new beginning, for a sense of security and love and community. And I think it all feels a bit like the ultimate magic trick. That should be the title. I love it. Okay, gems. Let's see what else we can get for y'all. Okay. The Five of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Swords. Well, again, this decision to really be done with these battles, because I feel like there were full-on battles occurring. I feel like you were in this triggered state where you were fighting with somebody who was just like, I am not fighting you. You know what I mean? Like, but if you want to fight, we can. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like you being like, okay, yeah, let's fight, And I feel like there's just this, like this back and forth, but I feel like that question was always there. Like, what is it that you're loyal to? Because I feel like you were fighting a battle for my gems, and this is a very general statement, so do with it what you will, but like you were fighting a battle of the idea of loyalty. I'm loyal, I'm loyal, I'm loyal, I'm da-da-da-da, I'm da-da-da-da. And I don't feel like this person ever said to you, you're not loyal. I feel like they said to you, what is it exactly that you're loyal to and why? And I think that question irritated you until you understood why they were asking that question. And then all of the illusion disappeared, because I don't think the person was creating any illusion. I think that all of the tumultuousness was creating the illusion. I think the triggered reactions were creating the illusion, Okay. Gems. The sword. I mean, the sword is the idea of cutting away with confusion. But I feel like that's what's happening here. Like the ultimate magic trick is like cutting away with illusion. The ring. Never ending and never beginning. I don't know how this will resonate for you, but I do get the feeling that you do have the Lovers and the Four of Wands. For a lot of you all, there could be a relationship that's involved with this. But whatever it is, it just feels like a sense of comfort in terms of I don't know, because I just want to say like magic is real. And I I know that's so cheesy. And yet, I don't know, I just feel like almost, it's almost like this childlike sense of like hope. And it's that childlike sense of hope that you never want to lose, you know? And I feel like that's that like never ending, never beginning. Gems, what a beautiful read. I love this read. I hope that it resonates with y'all. If it does, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing your energy with me. And yeah, I will see y'all again soon. Bye.